product document manager from SolidWorks. So let's open SolidWorks Electrical, which is a 2D standalone project. To start up any new project, basically I'll have to click on project manager and click on new, and then you can create your own templates. By default it comes with 4 templates. NC, where my mouse is right now. Second one, it comes with GB, IEC, and JIS, and the rest of them are created by me. So this time today we'll use this template, as I have created this template for this webinar. Again, as soon as you select that, click new, and then open that template, it asks you to fill this project card. So your project number could be your contract number, your sales order number, or a purchase order number you want to put it in. Name, let's just put that into CAD. And address, let's just type in Sydney, Australia. Okay. And I can fill all the fields in there basically, and you can customize that project card as well if you need to put some extra fields in there if required. So what it is, as soon as I've opened that project, these were the files were in that project as a template. So a cover page, list of drawings, wiring diagram, power schematic, and control. So I'll open each drawing and show you. But firstly, we can use this. This is a document manager, so we can use this to assign or create a new folder. And if you want to associate or create or assign a data sheet, for example, so let's just create new folders. And this folder, I'll name it data sheets. Hit OK, and create a new folder for all my reports. So the report that I will generate, including my bill of material and everything, in terminal, strip drawings, and few other reports that I will generate, I'll put all these reports into that folder. So hit OK. So I've got 2 folders. Now I can right click on this data sheets folder, click on new, and then click on data file, and this will take me into the basically my document explorer. So I can choose whatever. Let's just select SolidWorks Electrical data sheet, and this data sheet is into my project database basically. So it has copied that file into the project database, and where it stores all the files into a database or user defined directory. So I can open all the PDFs from there directly, and it can be a Word document, Excel, text, or any other file format that you can put in there. Okay, so let's just open cover page and show you. So I've filled in this information, InterCAD Sydney at my project card level. It filled in here automatically. So again, some fields are empty because I didn't fill the card fully. So let's just zoom out, and that's the project template that you're looking at on the screen right now. So click, just update these drawings, and let me just open that scheme, and you can see there's whole heaps of drawings. I've got 10 drawings right now, including the data sheet. So it created that report automatically without me doing anything in there. So cover page and list of schemes, which is list of drawings, wiring line diagram, and all these basically list of it's created a list of drawings for me that is in there. If I click on, just click on this. Okay. And open the single line drawing. Okay. So on that single line drawing, basically what we will do today, it's a very basic system. It's a pump system. Here where my cursor is blinking on the screen right now, that's a low level sensor, that's a top level liquid sensor. There's a pump here which will extract. So I'm going to create an electrical schematic which will drive that system. So first thing I want to do, let's just say if you want to exit, right now I can see that my title block is full. So I want to choose a bigger title block. So right click on that drawing, click on choose title, another title block, and then you can pick up all the different sizes available. So in A2 I've got this title block available, which I've just chosen. Now you can see I've got a much bigger title block on my screen now. So I just bring this drawing into the center, and to what I want to do right now. I want to insert a symbol for my another motor. I want to put another motor here and connect that motor to this terminal strip X1. You can assign location outlines to the two symbols onto the drawing, so every symbol between that or inside that location outline will go into that particular location of your project. So, and it'll make more sense when we go into the 3D that what locations are actually used for. So location, it's a physical location of a in your project. So right now I've got this one saying L1 cabinet, and so which means that terminal strip is in my L1 cabinet and everything else is not in my L1 in the cabinet. So what I want right now, let's just click on insert symbol, click on other, and I'll show you that all the libraries available for the symbols. So this is a block diagram. I can create my own symbols by taking a picture if I need to. So just click on insert symbol and choose that pump. Drop that symbol here on my drawing. And here this is a dialog which is called symbol property. Just as soon as you drop any symbol on the drawing, it appears on your screen. On this stage, I can click on manufacturer's parts and circuit tab, click on search, and I can now find the part number that I want to use for that symbol, for that motor or pump on my drawing. So from Leroy Sommer manufacturer, that's what I want to use, but I've got whole heaps of different manufacturers that for motors. So I'll just stick with Leroy Sommer, and in that motors category I've got, I have this one ticked up there. In that motor category I have 66 different motors from Leroy Sommer. So the type of motor that I want to use is LS315MR and 2-pole. Hit select and OK. So it filled in this symbol with all the information of the manufacturer, part number, and all this data is coming from the manufacturer. Now if I want to connect this motor to this terminal strip, so all I have to do, click on draw cable button on the top left corner, connect these two, and now I have a cable joining a terminal strip and that pump. So if I double click on that motor or on that cable, it will take me into the screen called detail cabling. So on the right hand side you can see at the top where my mouse is, I have O3M1 motor which has 4 circuits on it, and I have terminal strip on my left hand side, X1 terminal strip, but I've got no cable selected in the middle. So there's 2 ways of selecting cable. I can either click on course reservation and choose the cable from the list of cable list that I have prepared at the beginning of my project. So I can see the ones available have a empty box in front of them, so I can tick them and I can choose that cable to connect between my motor and the terminal strip. But let's just create a new cable or select a new cable from the library. So click on add cable. This new dialog appears on your screen. So I want to use 4mm cable, and I want to have 4 conductors with ground in it. So there's about 50 cables in the library with 4 millimeters cross section and all with 4 conductors ground in it. So what I want to use this cable. Hit select, and now I have a cable with the 4 cores on each side. So they're not connected to anything because the destination field is empty at the moment. So what I want to do, I want to select all these and then select all the connection pins on the motor and click the connect button at the top. And now you can see I have a destination for each core, and when I click on it, it shows me it blinks and shows me where exactly it is connected to. So this side of the cable I can't just connect here because on the terminal strip X1 I don't have enough terminals here already. All the terminals here have been used because I can see that they've got 111 written in front of all of them. So when I click on 1, it shows me exactly the preview of the terminal where it has been used. For example, this one, or terminal 5. So it shows me where exactly it has been used on the drawing, and if I can zoom in and zoom out and see exactly what drawing it is here on that preview screen. So to insert new terminals, I'll click on insert terminals, and I want to have 4 terminals on my drawing. So insert 4 terminals. So I've got terminal 8, 9, 10, 11 on my terminal strip X1. So I'll select these terminals, and that wires or cores have already been selected. Press connect button. So now I have these terminals connected to these to that cable, and you can see in front of each core I have X1 and 8, terminal number 8 written, and X1 terminal number, X1 terminal number, terminal strip and terminal number written in front of each core. So close this, and now you can see I have a cable description written on top of that cable as well. So that's basically is it in terms of my single line drawing. So let me just open multi-line drawing and a power drawing, and here I'll create something. So first thing I'd like to demonstrate here or show you, there's tools, different tools that I can use in there to create to create lines in there. These lines are smart lines. Just to demonstrate first few things, let's just say Control C, and so at the moment if I paste that line on top of that phase line, you'll notice let me just join that line. Okay, turn the snap on so I can, okay, so we'll say now you can see I've got this connection line, and it has created that connection node automatically and created that split that line into two different lines, this one and that one. So if I just move this line back onto the top somewhere and drop it there, this line is recreated again into one line. Few more things, if I move these symbols along the lines, basically they keeps their spacing onto the line, and if I let's just say delete these symbols, let me just delete that, the lines are recreated automatically, so I don't need to join the lines again. So let me just press Control Z and bring that symbol back. So that's it. Okay, just a few more things. I can click on process, and while as I'm doing my drawing, I can click on number new wires and basically just number the wires as I'm doing, or you can just do it at the end. So I'll do it at the end. Just a few more things. Let me just draw and bring this cable. So it has a short, this one detects the short circuits. So now I've connected two different type of wires in there. So it is giving me basically a physical or the graphical warning on the screen that, and you can choose either the zigzag line or different type of lines to represent a short circuit. So if I just simply delete this one, there you go, boom, it's now there is no short circuit. If I just do it here again, drop this one to the top line, then there you go, there's a short circuit between this line and that line, and it's giving me a graphical basically warning or indication. Delete the short circuit, so it does short circuit detection as well. Again, click on schematic, draw on multiple line, and now I can draw multiple lines together. Click on this button. This will take me into the wire style selector. So you can create your own wire styles if you want. So at the moment I have chosen each phase with a color, but I'll just choose all phases in red. But on the screen you can see I actually have a drawing each phase in a color. So if I just click here on the drawing, it's smart enough to understand what is the starting point or which one is the starting drawing. So regardless, whatever the lines I have chosen, it picks up the starting line where I'm starting my line and just adjust the line types accordingly. So even though I had different line types chosen, it is still using the same line types that I have at the starting point here where my mouse is. So draw these lines. Some of the shortcuts, I can hit the space bar to invert the phase of the wires and just draw. Hit it again to invert the phase of the wire. So just these things, the lines are smart lines, they're not just dumb lines basically. Okay, so that's done. The other thing that I would like to do right now, let's just see if you want to create these lines instead of just, let me just show you this. So draw multiple lines, and I'll just start drawing my line here, and okay, and I don't need these two lines, I can just delete them now. And as you can see, it picked up the whatever the starting lines were, this one and that one. So it picked up that it was neutral and the phase one, so it drew phase one and neutral for me there. So let's just click on insert symbol, and I'll show you if you are to insert some symbols how you can create new symbols, insert new symbol. You click on other symbol, and there's a huge library for multi-line symbols. So let me maximize it so you can see it clearly. So in here I've got all these different types of symbols. I can click on, for example, if I'm working with pneumatics and hydraulic, there's about 472 symbols in there, and you can create your own symbols and store in the library as well. So which we will have a look at it, how we will do that. So right now I want to use, let me just close this and that one, drop the transformer. So it picks up the number of each device that you put in there automatically, so it increments it to the next level up every time you insert a new one in. So at the moment I've chosen to represent my symbols on the drawing in a different way than most people do it usually. I just want to show you that, just wanted to show you here as well that that's also possible. So 04 terminal 2 is right here, which means drawing number 4, and it's a transformer 2. So hit OK, and I can see it says 04, which is drawing number 4 and transformer number 2. So let's open control drawing, and here I want to show you, it says this is my contactor KM1 on drawing number 5, and at the bottom it's got a cross-referencing table. So it says that the normally open power contacts are on drawing 4 and column number 7. So if I right click on it, go to, it can actually take me exactly there where those things are. So that's where exactly that contactor KM1 is on drawing number 4. And again, it's telling me if I click on go to on this one, I can go back to where the other contactors are on the drawing. So that's where it is. Okay. Again, if I just copy and paste this symbol, you can see the number is incremented to the next one, and there is no cross-referencing here because it's not connected anywhere or on any other drawing. So I can just delete this one and it goes. And if you use that symbol quite often, you can just click on macros tab and basically just drag and drop into the macros, and then again that symbol will be available with the characteristics saved, including the manufacturer part number and everything attached to it into the macros. And now you can use that macro on any project that's used by simply just dragging and drop onto any drawing that you creating in there. Okay. So let's just go back into my power drawing and create, and what I want to do right now, I want to create exactly same symbol circuit here. So instead of actually adding on to the macros and then inserting back again, I can do that as well. Just simply drag onto the macros, hit OK, and now it stores into the macro, and I can drop it back into on my drawing as well. But rather that, I'll just copy and paste it on my drawing. And you can, so that's copy paste all the numbers, and let me zoom in a second. Okay, so all the numbers are incremented to the next available one. Alright, so what I want right now, let me just delete these terminals. I don't want these terminals. I'll insert that in, so close that in. And let's just say if you want to create a cross-referencing between two symbols spread on two different drawings. So let's just say I want to create a cross-referencing between this one and a pump that I inserted in my single line drawing. So click on in Windows, vertical tiles, and let's just zoom in into motor, and here zoom in into this. So I want to show you. So at the moment this is 4PU2, so I'll right click on it, symbol properties, and just select O3M1 out of my component list, hit OK. So now I have this one is cross-referenced to that motor right there. Okay, so let's insert some terminals. And if you remember at the time of, for example, if you don't remember what terminals that you associated or for that motor in a single line drawing when you created a new cable, so but no need to worry. All you have to do is just click on insert terminals at the top, draw a line across on these wires, and it knows that it should be connecting to terminal number 8. So all I have to do is hit OK, all terminals, and that's it basically. And now I can assign these wires to the core, to that W7 cable that I had. So simply just click on associate cable cores, W7, that's what I want to use. Shift select the wires that are associate cable cores, hit OK, and now if I zoom in, it says W7 here as well. If I just zoom in here as well, W7 is connected to that motor. So, and again, right now what I want to do, basically just click on right click on that terminal and draw terminal strip. So what it'll do, it's creating a terminal strip for me right here. So what it has done, if I'll just double click to open that drawing, maximize it, and it has created that drawing for me automatically with just single push of a button. It's a very detailed terminal strip drawing that it has created for me, including all the manufacturer part number, what is connected to the terminal, and that's how the earth terminal is represented, which can be changed as well if you want to. Okay, so let's close this one, and that's basically is it, and go back to my control diagram, and I want to show you how. So we've seen how we can assign allocate or create macros of circuits or either the symbols. So in this time I'll create a new drawing, and a new empty drawing, which is this one. Go back to my control A, copy the whole schematic and pasted it there on my drawing. So again, it has created a new numbering for all the contactors and everything in there automatically. So I don't need to worry about creating incrementing all the numbering manually. Okay. So but what I do want to do right now, click on drawing number 4, and I want to create a cross-referencing between this contactor and this one contactor on my screen, 12km1. So let me just click on tile window so you can see clearly what's happening. So if I zoom in here, and let's just zoom in here. So on that drawing, when I right click on it, click on symbol properties, and then choose 12km1 from my list. So as soon as I pick up 12km1, you'll notice that it will fill up that table, cross-referencing table, where my mouse is blinking right now, so you can have a look at it. So just keep an eye on this one. As soon as I click on W12km1, it'll fill up in a second. Hit OK, and as soon as I hit OK, there you go, it filled up all the information in here automatically. Now this one is cross-referenced to the other drawing on drawing number 4 and column number 8. So let's maximize it. Okay, so if I insert another symbol, for example, let's just say going back onto my drawing, insert symbol. Now the symbol tab here, if I click on that symbol tab, you can click on all these tabs. You can right click on it and you can add your own symbol to these tabs, or you can create a new group consisting of symbols that you use it all the time. So let's just click on drag and drop in a second. Okay, normally open contactor. So drop it in, bring it onto the screen, hit OK. I want this K1 to be cross-referenced to that 12km1. So you notice what will happen. So 12km1 again, hit OK. So on 12km1, I didn't have, as in physical part, if I just double click on it, there's a manufacturer part associated to that, which is this one, is highlighted on my screen. Hit OK. So on that manufacturer part number, I didn't have enough contacts to accommodate this new symbol. So it has created a red contactor on my cross-referencing table saying, look, I've just chosen extra symbol than I can accommodate. So I can just select this one and delete. It'll delete from the table as well. Okay, just a last bit of cross-referencing before we step into show how the 3D routing and everything works. And basically, let me just click on this button, power drawing, and what I want right now, click on this. There's a dedicated tool called Manage Origin and Destination Tool. So when I click on it, it picks up the two drawing that it thinks that they are closely matched. Otherwise, if they're not the right ones, you can simply click on Selector and choose the other drawing that you want to be connected from your project. Hit OK. So right now, single insertion point, if I click on this and choose, let's just say neutral wire, take my mouse onto the next drawing, it will not allow me to connect to any wire because I don't have a neutral wire onto the next other drawing that I'm trying to connect. So that's again one more validation tool in there. So escape. So click on single insertion, select my signal wire, take my mouse there onto the next drawing. No matter where I drop it, it gets connected to the right location where that green circle is. Hit OK. Now I'll pick up my other drawing. I want my other drawing to be here, drawing number 12. Hit OK. And I want this drawing number 5 to be connected to the drawing number 12. So single insertion point again. Select that, bring my mouse there, drop it there. Repeat the process for that number wire as well. Hit OK. And close that. So I'll show you what exactly it has done. It has created those go-to destination. If I right click on it, it takes me to the exact location where it needs to go. There you go, on that drawing, and it brings out all these information into a PDF as well. So all the cross-referencing are actually linked into PDF as well. So it produces a smart PDFs, which I'll show you at the end of the project. So let's just close it, and again click on process and number new wires. So I want all the new wires that I've just created to be numbered. Hit OK. So as you can see, I've got all the wires numbered on my drawing right now. Okay. Go back to schematics. So that's basically in terms of cross-referencing and 2D, some of the few features of 2D as a standalone package that's what they are. So let me just go into SolidWorks Electrical 3D, and that is a add-in of inside SolidWorks. So I need to work in SolidWorks for that. So click on Project Manager again, and there you go. The top one is in red color, which is showing me that that project is opened by somebody else somewhere. But I can open it. I just want to show you. If you take it to the right hand side, it says the number of connected users are 1 at this stage. So double click on it, hit OK, and expand, and you get to see the exact same project tree here as well, including your terminal drawing and even your PDFs that I created. There you go, all in here. So you basically, your mechanical and electrical guys have this access to the same sort of tools in their drawing. Okay. You can open, mechanical guys can open their electrical drawings here, but they can't edit the drawing because you don't want your mechanical guy to be doing your electrical drawings anyway. So anyway, that's how you open. You can open the drawing and maximize it and look at it, and just to see which thing is connected where, but you can't really edit the drawings in Electrical 3D. Okay, so let's open my cabinet. So these are the 3D files that I have put in there, or as in my template. But if you don't have if you're starting from scratch, you can simply put your own parts in there into the drawing. So right now, there's a few things that I want to insert right here. So let me just change the view. Okay. So for example, I've inserted some DIN rails to it, right? And the way to insert the DIN rail as a part, so you right click on the cabinet and click on add, and then you can insert a part, and you can choose what part do I want to select here, for example, to put in there basically. So hit select. Let's just go buttons and switches, select, and it'll take me into the category of manufacturers for buttons and switches, and then I can insert these parts into that location. So at the moment, first thing, I've inserted all these DIN rails, same process just like I've shown you right now. So right click, once you insert those parts in that location, you need to insert those parts into the drawing as well. So you can right click on it, gives you a few options how you can insert it. So this rail, I can right click and insert as a horizontal rail. Bring my mouse here and drop it onto the drawing. It snaps onto the right place automatically because it has a smart features turn on. And because you're working in SolidWorks, you get access to all the features of SolidWorks. And as soon as I drop it, it's asking me that what length do I want to put in there. So 200 millimeter, is it okay? So I'll just say yep, 200 mil is fine. Otherwise, you can just type in a bigger length and it will allow you to do that. Okay, so let's insert some more symbols that I have been creating in my 2D schematic. Okay, so let's insert. First thing I want to insert here is my O5 contactor, this one. You just right click on it and click on insert, and I'll just drop my contactor right there. And second thing I want to insert here is my circuit breaker, so O4Q2. Again, right click on it, and now you must be thinking, where are these 3D parts coming from? Because if I go back into my 2D and in manufacturer part, let's just say double click on any of that and go into my manufacturer part, double click on that manufacturer part. I actually have a 3D part linked to these circuits. So O4Q2 is this one, and so there is a 3D part linked to that manufacturer, and I'll show you how to create it if there isn't any. For example, this one, you double click on it, and on this screen you can create a link between your 3D parts and your 2D symbols. So click on it, and then again it will take you into your own library. It does come with few standard symbols of some electrical parts, but you can create your own, put your own parts in there as well. So close, close, cancel. Okay, so going back into my 3D, so I've got these symbols on my drawing at the moment. Okay, now I want to show you how the bidirectional link or collaboration work between 2D and 3D. So let me just bring this on that side of the screen and my electrical on the left hand side of the screen, so I can show you exactly what I mean. Okay, so let's just click here and keep an eye on it. The last symbol in terms of switches I've got is 12H1 right here, and I've got 12KM1 as a contactor. So if I just simply select this one and Control C, paste it. So as soon as I pasted it there, this thing went up to 12KM2, because I have a 12KM2 on my screen right here where the box is on the drawing, and I have a 12H2 is where on my schematic where the box is on the drawing, and that 12H2 is right here. So if I just simply select this one and copy and paste it again, it'll just bring some more parts into my 3D. So for example, if I just zoom in here, and let's just say if you want to change something from the 3D side of things, you right click on it, go to properties, and you want to change the name or for some reason, so you just go H330, hit OK, and that name is updated straight away into 2D. So that's how 2D and 3D, there's a live link between 2D and 3D here. So let me just zoom out here and show you a few more things as well, so I can okay, so let's just say if I insert a switch here, which is this one, right click, insert, take my switch there and put it here on the drawing. Now I've got this on my drawing, and what if I want to delete it from that 2D drawing? So again, if I just simply zoom out a bit, sorry, select that, and let's just delete it. You notice that it will automatically get deleted from the 3D side of things. There you go, it's gone. So that's how the collaboration work between 2D and 3D basically. Okay, so just a few more minutes. We just in the last few steps of this demo. We should be done in about 7 minutes time. So okay, so that's my electrical include. Let's insert quickly some more components into it, and then you can see how it is. So right now I want to insert, you can insert multiple if you just have this box ticked, hide already insert components, so it hides all the components which has been inserted already. So you can insert multiple components at a time by, let's just say this one, right click, select insert, and hit OK. You just place the first component there, and then it asks you if you want any spacing in the middle of these components. So I'll just go 12 millimeter, and it'll put 12 millimeter between this symbol and the other symbol. So again, this one I'll insert and put this symbol here as well. And because these have already smart mates added onto these parts, and that's why they are snapping onto the DIN rail pretty nicely. Okay, so that's done. Let's just insert some more terminals here, and if for my transformer, insert, and I want that transformer to be inserted right there. Okay, and for the terminals, there's a dedicated command called insert terminals. So again, ask you to drop the first terminal, hit OK, and asking you that do you want any spacing between each terminal and which side do you want to go for the rest of the terminal. So I want 0 and I want to go towards the right hand side for all the terminals. So it stops there because that's how I want to show you a few other features. So let's just say some of the non-inserted ones. So right click on it, insert, and hit OK, and just drop in the first one somewhere on the DIN rail right here, and hit OK. So now if you want to align some of the components basically like this one, so there's a dedicated command called align components. I can choose this one and that one and just say choose this option, space evenly across, hit yes, and there you go, they're right next to each other. Now I don't have to do anything. Get out of this command once I'm done. Okay, now let's insert some more components, including my 12 km1, km2, insert, drop the first component in, put 10 mil as the space between each terminal, between each component, and I can just move them along as well if I want to. Okay, so let's insert 12H1 as my light. So turn around, and I want this one. Okay, now that's done basically. Cool. So I'm pretty much done with inserting all the components in my drawing. So now there's a segregation tool at the top which I can use here to actually define which wires I want to go on the right hand side and which wires I want to go on the left hand side. So if you have high voltage, low voltage wires in the same component, you can choose that option. So let's just click on route wires, hit OK, 3D sketch, and use splines, 10 mil spacing between each wire, and hit OK. So what it's doing, it's just reading the drawing from the 2D drawing that we have created, and trying to read the drawing and configure and find out which contactor is connecting where, and there you go. At the moment I chose as spline, so it only just draw the spline. It's not a solid route, which I'll show you. It's just much quicker to do a spline route rather than actually the full solid cabling route. We'll do the cabling route as well in the next step. Okay, so let me just open this another assembly of my project, which was the pump assembly, that one right there. So we will insert that enclosure onto that panel, onto that metal right there. So, and the way to do it, you can just basically let me just view sketches. You can right click on that cabinet on the left hand side and just click on insert. So it'll bring that cabinet with all the components and wiring that we have done and finished already. So because we are working in SolidWorks, we have access to all the SolidWorks features such as mates and everything. So I can just simply select the edge here and edge there and mate these two things. Okay, hit OK. So that's basically is it, and this time we'll route the cables. So close, and okay, and when I hit the route cable button, this time I'll choose, as instead of 3D sketch, I'm gonna use solid route. Use splines, rounded corners. It also looks at all the band radius for all your cables based on the manufacturer data and the thickness of the cable that it's using. So it's going through the same process again, reading the drawings and everything from 2D SolidWorks Electrical. So okay, very quickly we notice, we'll see that cabling Okay, so there you go. We've got 3 cables there, and perhaps 2. There you go. It's very nicely done curved cables right there. And if I just zoom out a bit, zoom in, and cables all the way up to the gland, and from the gland there's a wires because we had 4 cores connected to it, so that's how the wires are coming at the top. So that's how you do the routing in there. And let's have a look at some of the reports that we have generated in there. So in 2D SolidWorks Electrical, let's click on reports and some of the reports into the project, and then reports, and we click on add, and then I want to show you some of the reports. So these are all customizable reports. You can customize them as per your requirement. So some of the reports that I want, for example, is reference group by manufacturer, and wiring line type, and I want to also produce a report for my cable list. Also produce a report for cabling order as well. So let's just go ahead. Okay, so all these reports. Now I can just click on generate drawings here, but I won't do it this way. I want to right click on that report and just click on draw reports here. So I'll just go to select templates, and the reports that I want to draw in that folder, shift select these, hit OK. So all the reports are in that folder right now. So my bill of material, for example, so you can see it's all grouped by ABB, Interlac, Lee Grand, all the different manufacturers that I have used in my drawing. List of connections. So I can now have a look at it. What my O3B1, that's a terminal, what it's connected to, and you can customize all these reports as well. So if I just close this, open my list of cables, I've got a list of cables in there with the path they're following, the origin and destination where they're going to, the length, as it has calculated a length based on the length that we have calculated there. Again, just list of wires, so with all the exact length, because it has calculated the length as well from the routing that we have done. You can see the length folder column is full, wire number, and origin and destination of each wire. So very detailed reports, all done produced this way. So the last feature, which I'll demonstrate you right now, and basically once you're done with the project, you can simply click on import export, and you can export them as a DWG or DXF, PDF, and also update them into your PDM automatically. So let's just click on this button and select this one and go as 2003 sales, webinar number 2 and 1, and hit OK. Okay, so that's one PDF basically consisting everything in there, and I'll show you what I mean by cross-referencing. So for example, when I click on this O3M1 where my mouse is right now, it'll take me to the exact location where it is in multi-line drawing. Click on it, and there you go. That's where that motor is exactly on multi-line drawing, and it has brought me here. Zoom out a bit, zoom in here on these go-to marks. When I click on this go-to mark 0501, it'll take me to the drawing 5 and column number 1. So click on it, and that's where it has brought me exactly. So you can it's a smart PDF. Click on this button here. I can browse the PDF based on my location and each component. So just double click on it, indicator, takes me exactly where it is. This one is here. This contactor have 3 poles, power contactor represented here, relay coil up here, and these are the other parts of that contactor on the drawing. So it's a very detailed PDF, it's smart PDF that it produces. So